So I'm totally early this week, and I'm going to try to give a few ideas on the power of communication, the power of speech, and how this relates to the Torah portion of Noah that we read this coming Shabbat. So usually I do this very last minute. Thought I'd be ahead of the game. So you're getting this on Wednesday. And I want to delve a bit deeper, a lot deeper, hopefully, than what most of us know or think of when we hear about the story of Noah and the ark. But basically, we know that the ark was this vehicle, this vessel that was going to save what was left of humanity. So how is this all relating then to the idea of the power of words and the power of speech? Last week, I spoke on love and relationships and how the Torah really begins with this emphasis on learning how to view the other. And we go straight into now communication, because if we want to have healthy relationships, the foundation of that, the source of that, what is integral to that is going to be how we communicate. So we have this concept that we're going into the ark. And the Hebrew word for ark is teva. And teva also means word. So we already have this idea that we're going into the word, that what is going to save us and our humanity is communication, is the word. So we're entering into the word, which is already this idea of really being fully engaged and immersed and entering into the word before we speak, so that when we communicate and speak to another, we're really present and we're really there. But then there is another really beautiful way of seeing the ark in its completeness and its totality, and that's the dimensions of the ark itself. So we are told that the ark in its height is 30 cubits, in its length is 300, and in its width is 50. And numbers are represented by Hebrew letters. So when we look at the height 30 is represented by the letter Lamed, which both means to teach and to learn, because every letter in the Hebrew alphabet is also a word, or in this case, word. So we have limed, lamad, to learn, to teach, actually to teach, to learn. And this concept of height is the idea that before we speak, what's above our mouth? Our brain. Think before we speak. If it shouldn't be said, don't say it. There is this ability to stop what comes out of our mouth. So first we need to go through a thinking process. Then this continues into the length. The length is 300 cubits. 300 is represented by the letter in Hebrew for shin, which is also shane, to be able to shift, to be able to change, to ensure that we are changing maybe how we're thinking to speak properly. And this idea of length is also that reminder that it's going to go far and it's going to travel. So before we say something, ensure it's something we want, getting out there, going lengthy distances, and in a sense everlasting, which is also why the term abracadabra, we are taught, is Aramaic in its origin for abarekadibor. I create when I speak. When I say something, I bring it into reality. It is going to travel that lengthy distance when I say it. So we want to ensure we want to be saying it. And then finally, width. And width is 50 cubits, which is represented by the letter nun. And the nun has different explanations as well, but it's really the concept of being able to connect and to relate without being able to explain that right now. And width is really the distance between the left and the right, spatially. And morally is understood as knowing the difference between right and wrong. So likewise, we want to make sure that when we speak, it's really proper. It's something that should be said. It's something that has been thought through. It's something that we are making sure we want that permanence and the far and wide reaches that it's going to go. And when we take those three letters representing the height and the length and the width, we have lashon, which is the tongue, or usually used to represent the concept of language. So how is humanity saved? We have to enter into the ark. We have to enter into the word. We have to learn how to speak and communicate with one another. And so we enter into the word, and then in all of its dimensions, we learn how to speak and communicate to one another. So we should always be sure that we think through what we're going to say. We ensure that what we're going to say is something that we want to have that permanence and to travel far and wide. And it should be kind, and it should be positive, and it should only bring and illuminate. It should bring kindness and goodness and illuminate the one we are speaking with. So those are some insights, mainly based on teachings from Rabbi Yitzchak Ginsburg, our Rav and teacher in Israel. And I hope you enjoyed this. And now I'm finally seeing, okay, yay, bracha, hi. And Deidre. Okay, I'm trying to understand how this whole Facebook Live thing works. Okay, hope you enjoyed, and I'm going to try to be doing these every week. Bye.